Walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. It's a beautiful day today. And of course, if you did not know, it is indeed one of those days that by far would have been the best day of the year. Because guess what? Many did not get a chance to experience 2025 this year. It is, I don't know, for some persons who are joining us now, they're saying, boy, I'm so grateful. For me, I'm even more. I can't be more grateful than anybody. Nobody can be more grateful than me.
You're the
So I'm,
gratefulest
I'm the gratefulest of all of us because you cannot experience the joy of winning if you have never experienced the joy of defeat. There's nobody who understands winning more than somebody who has failed all the time at trying at something and then finally succeed. And they're like, oh my God, you can imagine somebody winning all the time. And this person couldn't understand the experience that the person who never won one medal, one gold medal, never won before, but he's winning all the time. Every time. And when he won, he just say, oh, another gold medal. But when the person gets, he's like, oh my God, he's jumping. I says, what is he going on like that about? It's just another day. I win them all the time.
exactly.
And so that's the point.
That's the
Win
point
them
right
all
there.
the time. So the person who just win, like, and he's going on and he's going to celebrate all year, all week, the entire night, and you're wondering what's going on with this fellow. I mean, I've won this thing so many times, and I've never had to go through all of this nonsense of this big celebration because I'm used to winning, But this person never knew that they were also capable of doing the same thing.
Yes, yes, amazing. The experiences in life all have a purpose and a reason. And Mikey G, the time has moved so quickly, not just the literal year of 2025, but this morning's episode of a breakfast hour. And so we want to say a special good morning to those who have joined us, regardless of how you have joined us. I know we are on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. We are almost everywhere. And so we want to thank you for joining us. Our financial advisor is ready to come on. And we also do have the news ready to share this morning. And so perhaps we could go ahead and share the news.
Yes,
Um,
let's go to news time, and of course, and then come back to our financial advisor afterwards. Of course, news is brought to us by Aside Ultrasound for all your ultrasound needs right here in the Grand Cayman Islands.
of course.
Good morning. These are your breakfast or news, the final edition for 2024. I am CoralKaren. Cayman's seniors dance through the holidays. Cayman's senior citizens kicked off the holiday season in style, dancing the day away at the 59th annual Rotary Club of Grand Cayman Boxing Day lunch, held on December 26th at the First Baptist Church Hall. Over 300 people gathered to enjoy a day of festive food, live entertainment, and fellowship with music provided by Henry Leslie and his band. Christian Victory, president of the Rotary Club for 2024-2025, shared his joy over the strong attendance, emphasizing the event's purpose to give back to the community and honor the seniors. Among the attendees was Alice V. Jackson, 83, of West Bay, who expressed her delight in reconnecting with old friends. It was a day filled with joy, giving, and shared memories. Cruz campaigners call referendum bill ill-timed and unwarranted. A group of campaigners is speaking out against the government's push for a referendum on Cruz birthing facilities, calling the bill ill-timed and unwarranted. The referendum, set for April 2025, was announced last week, but CoralKaren, the group behind the successful referendum on the Georgetown piers, says the bill lacks crucial information such as location, cost, and environmental impact. The group also raised concerns about the speed with which the bill is being pushed through, citing the absence of necessary regulations. CPR continues to support a public vote, but believes the current proposal does not meet the standard for a fair referendum. CPA hears objections to Cayman Enterprise City's amended master plan. The Central Planning Authority has confirmed that objections to changes proposed for the Cayman Enterprise City master plan are valid. Developers of the 75-acre South Sound site are seeking to make several changes, including removing the lake feature and altering building positions. However, objectors warn that these changes could exacerbate flooding issues in the area. The CPA's decision to proceed with reviewing objections follows legal advice confirming that residents have the right to voice concerns about these changes. On a sad note, movie producer William Santor found dead in Cayman. Film producer William Santor, known for bringing Hollywood stars to the Cayman Islands, was found dead at his Vista Del Mar home on Saturday. Santor, 50, had been involved in several major movie productions in the Cayman Islands, including working with actors like Nicolas Cage. At the time of his death, he was facing allegations of fraud, with a Canadian court freezing his assets, including his Cayman property. Police are investigating the circumstances surrounding his death, which they are currently treating as an apparent suicide. We go now to regional news. Trinidad and Tobago declares state of emergency amid gang violence. Trinidad and Tobago has declared a state of emergency following a series of violent incidents involving gangs. Minister of National Security Fitzgerald Hines confirmed the declaration, citing 2 major shootings within 48 hours, including one outside the Bison Street Police Station and a reprisal killing in Laventille. Authorities have warned that gang activity is expected to intensify and the public's safety is at risk. The state of emergency will remain in effect to address the ongoing threats posed by gang violence. The U.S. Virgin Islands warns against New Year's Eve celebratory gunfire. The Virgin Islands Police Department is urging residents to refrain from celebratory gunfire this New Year's Eve. In a public safety message, the VIPD reminded the community that what goes up must come down, warning that even a single stray bullet could lead to tragedy. The police department's message is clear. Enjoy the celebrations safely, and let's ensure that everyone enters 2025 without incident. Businessman to appear in court over alleged church fraud. A St. James businessman, Dominic Shaw, is set to return to court in January 2025 following accusations of defrauding a church group out of millions of dollars. Shaw, who is affiliated with Cheap Travel Vacations and Events, is facing charges related to fraudulent conversion. The incident stems from a 2023 vacation trip booked by the church group, who paid $3.2 million for an all-inclusive stay in St. James, but were later informed the hotel never received the funds. Shaw remains in custody as the case continues. That wraps up our final Breakfast or News for 2024. Thank you for tuning in, and we wish you all a safe and joyous end to the year, wishing you peace, prosperity, and good health in 2025. I'm CoralKaren. Stay tuned for more updates in the new year.
Well, thank CoralKaren for a beautiful and able way in which the news was presented this morning, and of course for a 2025 experience going into a new year. So much happened in the news this morning, Lady Elise. It's abundantly clear that no matter how we try, the celebrations must go on, whether by fire and gunshots in the air, or we're going to have what we call fireworks. I want to say good morning to our financial advisor this morning. Good morning, Mr. Thelwell. How are you doing?
Unfortunate fact of all, that we would have spent, more than we planned to spend. But of course, we know that, of course, of course, we know that we have faith that we will have more than we need in 2025.
Well, our financial advisor will come and tell us that we cannot use, I mean, it's a paradox, It's a paradox, right? We are going to be using faith after spending all the money that we spent, right? After spending all the cash that we spent, we're going to use faith to decide and determine how we will go forward in 2023, and of course how we will decide on the idea of getting through 2024 going into 2025, and how we'll decide getting into that landscape of 2025 with cash in hand. Now it is on us to figure it out, but can we figure it out after spending all the money already? Well, here is our financial advisor this morning, who will definitely tell us a little bit more about how to spend our cash during this period of time, all the way through until almost February. How do you get through January after spending all your cash on the festive season, Christmas?
All right. Good morning, Mikey G. Good morning, listeners.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mikey G.
Good
How are
morning.
you this
I am fine. I think
great
we have a little
morning?
delay. I think
The final day of the year. It's an
final day of the
interesting
year.
day to be on such august
Planet
audience.
Earth. Yes.
God is good. So, thank you for inviting me again. This is the
Right.
final
Hmm.
episode for the year.
Yes.
Um, Today, as we wrap up 2024, I want to, rather than curse our spending habits over the holidays, I want us to reflect.
Hmm.
Right? It's a chance for personal introspection, to look at our
Right.
achievements,
Right.
and also, remember I told you earlier earlier in the year and even in 2023 that we should have been taking notes and track our spending as we go along. And so
Right.
at this point in time, it's a good chance for us to look and stack up where we were in 2023 to where we are now in 2024.
Mm.
And of course, being the end of the year, it's also a time to look at what we can do for 2025.
Indeed.
2025 year is a untried, untested. I mean, we haven't even stepped across the border yet. So for us, it can be an incredible year.
Yes.
Now, as we move into the new year, let us remember that budgets are not straight jackets. It's a guide,
Budgets are not straight
a roadmap
jackets.
that will show us where we are headed.
No, no, that's
But
one word
as we
I've
come to the
listened.
end of the year, it's not a
Yes.
straight jacket, right? But it also will remind us of where we have been. Because had we done our budget in 2024, as we have been saying, then at this point in time, we could have said we can now say where we are and how we have stacked up against what we had planned for
Plan
2024.
for 2025.
I will also, yes, I will also add straight away, no matter our achievements or our failures in 24, I can almost guarantee you, have had we been tracking, we are better off 2024 than we were in 2023. So let us reflect a little bit on 2024. For me, it was a year of growth and a year of lessons. Now,
Yes.
as you reflect on your personal financial journey, you have to ask yourself, what did I achieve this year? Did I pay off a loan? Did I increase my personal savings?
Mm.
Did I start a side hustle? Did I purchase a new car, a new bike, a new home? Did I make a deposit on something that I had planned? And of course, we also have to look at what didn't go as planned. Maybe we had unexpected expenses that derailed our budget. Who became sick? Was there an unfortunate death in the family?
Mm.
Um, or did I struggle to stick with my goals? So if it didn't go quite as planned, it gives us an opportunity now to reflect.
Right.
And here's the thing, reflection is not about beat up yourself, it's
That's right.
about recognizing where you are and celebrating our progress. And no matter how small, I buy 4 tires for my car. That for me was progress. All the other time I have to be buying two at a time, right?
Makes a difference.
It means that you have made sufficient to do that, and it makes a difference in the driving capability of the car. That's progress.
Right.
Now, you will remember me saying, and you have reiterated a number of times, the best time to start was 10 years ago.
Hmm.
The second best time is
Today.
right now, today.
Right
Well, let us take stock of where we were in 2023
now.
versus where we are today. Have our savings grown? Have our debt been reduced? I know one of my plans for 2024 was to zero my I have 3 credit cards. I was to do zero one of them, right? I have achieved that. Still, I have the other two out there. What strides have you made in investing? Have you put down some monies towards it? $1, $2? Where are you in comparison to 2023? Now, even if you didn't hit the target of that $1,000 a month that you wanted, you save $600, $1,200. That again is a sign of progress.
Yes.
So let us not beat up ourselves over what we did not achieve,
Yes.
but celebrate the success of what we
Well, we did
did
achieve.
achieve. Now, what else have we learned? one thing I know that I have learned is that you have to be flexible. Plans don't materialize when you want them. The monies don't come in when you want them. Get thrown off. I had planned personally that by mid-year 2024, I would have had a certain level of success. That did not come in. But based on what preparatory work that I did in 2024, I can say to you that within the first quarter of 2025, all being well, we have signed the contracts already. That might just be a new change. Things may just turn around for us. So the thing is, if you have a plan and you start sticking to your plan and you work with the plan that you have, chances are, even if it does not materialize immediately, if you stick it out, chances are it will materialize.
It will come
Now
to fruition.
again, as I said,
Mhm.
budgets are not meant to restrict us. That is
Not a
first.
straitjacket.
Budgets are not meant to restrict us.
Mm.
Not a straitjacket. They are meant to be a guide. Life happens, and sometimes we need to adapt.
Mm.
What should have happened is that your budget should have helped you to navigate those
Right.
unexpected challenges during the year. I bought 4 tires because one blew out. The other 3 tires were already low. I was I had the ability to do that. Did it come at a good time of the year? No, it didn't. Did I definitely need 4 tires? No, I could have
Yes.
done with two. But
Okay.
then what would have happened? I would have worn down those brand new tires faster than if I had not changed all four one time. So
Mm.
those little bits and strategies that you used in your decision making on your day-to-day basis also helps you in the long term. But to buy those 4 tires, I had to forego some other expense. Did I travel as often as I wanted to? Did I go and see the set of person that I wanted to see at that point in time? So even though I had to purchase those tires, what did I have to forego and how for how long?
Yes.
Good. So I still made my trip, but just not that month. So I had to be very flexible in my plan.
Yes.
So I now ask you, what worked well in your financial plan? Just as I have asked myself, what worked well in my financial plan? And a follow on to that is, what could I have improved or what can I now improve? So let us use those answers to improve and shape our 2025 plan. Now let's look at 2025. The beauty of planning is that it allows us to dream, and not just dream, but dream big.
Yes.
It also
Yes.
allows us to set some realistic, actionable steps. Now, if I want to buy a new car in 2025, I know that I now need to do some things. If I want to make a deposit on a home, I know I need to do some things. If I want to start a side hustle, I know I need to do some certain things. So let us set some smart goals. Let's be specific. By the end of the year, I want to save $10,000. It must be measurable. Break that $10,000 into $833 a month. Is it achievable? I'm earning $4,000 a month. Can I realistically save
Yes.
$800 out of it?
Mm-hmm.
Right? That represents 20% of my income, or a little over 20% of my income. Is it achievable? Based on my income and expenses, I pay rent $600 a month, right? I pay utilities another $400 a month, which includes um, strata fees. That's $1,000 a month. I have no other major expenses. Therefore, I have $2,000 to spend on grocery, and therefore I should be able to save $800 a month, and any other expense that may come up. Those are the type of things that you have to look at. And that was just a quick one, too. Relevant. Does it align with my priorities? Now, if I'm going to save $10,000 for this month, saving it for, it may be for a deposit on a home in 2026. So truly, we can now look at this and align that saving goal with something that you have for the longer term. And of course, is it time bound? So if you set a set deadline for December 31, 2025, one full year from now, you can then say, yes, it's achievable. And the
Very,
good thing is, because it is broke down into smaller pieces, whether you work and get your income monthly, or you work and get your monthly, weekly, or fortnightly, you can then break that down some more. Now, the budget for 2024, do not throw it away. Look back at it. As a matter of fact, every month then I want you to look at that budget. So now that you have looked at the budget, look at what has changed in that budget. Did my electricity expenses or utility expenses go up in 2025? Sorry, in 2024, based on my initial budget at the beginning of the year in January 1, 2024. If it has, put on the extra $200 on it. My children are now in university. I had school fees, but the school fee has gone up. I need to now add that amount to the line. My rent has increased, or I have decided to fuel prices have gone up. Those are things that you don't need to just make those minor adjustments to it. What about your lifestyle? I'm now on medication, right? Or I have a sick mother that now needs to be taken care of, or hospice care. Things like that need to be looked
yes.
at, right? And of course, you have to build in your flexibility. Just like I said with the tires. What can go wrong? If it go wrong, how much can I put aside? Do I need to touch that $10,000 that I have started to save towards? Or do I have a side monies for that just in case that rainy day monies there? Let us focus also on progress, not perfection. It's okay not to hit every single goal, but consistency beats perfection every time. Now, as we close out 2024, let me remind you, I just wrote something down here for a little
Right.
inspiration.
Okay. All right. Let's
You're
get the
doing better,
inspiration.
right? You're doing better than you think. Every small step you take is a step closer to your goals. Celebrate the wins, no matter how small. And it's something that I believe that we should do. Yes, you may not go to the Hyatt Grand, but you can go to an Airbnb. Celebrate. Learn from the setbacks. I blew out a tire. I had to spend money that I didn't plan to spend at that point in time. How can we now change that around? And let us use that to fuel our progress in 2025. What about that side hustle? Has it started producing income for you? Can you make some changes? Can you learn some more? Can you learn how to edit, do blogs to make sure that that side hustle improves in 2025 and get that extra income to be improved? So rather than go into a third job or a third hustle, why not improve on the one that you are now doing?
Mm.
Or you may have started in January last year and realized that it has flatlined, meaning it's not progressing,
Not
and
doing
you
very
there.
well at all.
Yes. So what next? Maybe you need to put that side hustle aside and focus on something new. So all of this is a chance to reflect, as I said. And if you're just starting your financial journey, welcome. As I said before, the best time to have started was 10 years ago. The second best time is now, right? I would like to thank you, Mikey G, Lady Elise, for carrying me on the program each and every Tuesday. I know I may have missed one or two along the way,
Right.
right? But I am proud of each and every one of you for showing up, for trying, and for growing. And I can't wait to see what 25 has in store for us.
2025, brand new year, and I thank you for the endorsement for the new year already. we are endorsed to go into the new year with great stuff coming up. Thank you for being a part of the team, and of course for the endorsement for 2025, and of course always great financial advice for our listeners. And of course, we do our own takeaways when they come every single time. So I want to say thank you for bringing this very potent message for the end of the year, the last day of the year. It is just ironic that it's the last day of the year and you have brought this one. But I want to say thanks for bringing this experience. Of course, Lady Elise, we, has come through a new year and really made a different, what you call, yeah, indeed, got make a different stride each day, each step. Today is no doubt another day that we can make another stride, even though it's the last day of the year. There is so much that we can accomplish in just this one rest of the time that we have. The time is like for the daylight alone, but we're going to the night. We have so much that we can do for 2024 and go out with a bang. Of course, today is no doubt one of the days that God has given to us and is one of the days that many persons are looking forward to having.
Yes, Mikey G. You know, it's always so much to learn by interacting and being a part of Flashpoint. We want to thank Richard for the able way in which he shared the information this morning. Of course, just a reminder, you can connect with Richard at broker@richardthelwell.com. And there is no time. He reminded us that the 10 years ago would have been
Will
the
have been the perfect time.
but now is the next best time. And of course, we want to thank our listeners and viewers for tuning with us, not just this morning, but all year long. It has been an experience filled with ups and downs, but you have been with us every single step of
Yes,
the
yes,
journey.
absolutely.
And of course, we have aimed to provide relevant information um, each and every morning on the breakfast hour. Our financial advisor has been here. Our physician, Dr. K, has been here. We have learned so much, and we want to thank everyone who have contributed to the process. Some have shared the link, some have come on and shared their comments and so forth. We really do appreciate you, and we wish you all the best for 2025. We will be here and we intend to improve on what we already share with you. Thank you so much for having us in your space and your place. CoralKaren, where are you this morning? A big shout out to CoralKaren, of course, our news anchor. Um, we didn't get to talk much about the news and
No,
the
the news, so much is happening. This today is, like I'm saying, one of the fastest going days of the year.
oh man, that news.
Even the breakfast hour has experienced the fluidity of it and the quickness of this. Of course, before we even leave, we want to actually acknowledge the Maranatha is the church that is presenting a message for the end of year. Of course, I want to just run that right now before we close out. I want to say I want to say good morning to Nikki B this morning from the Maranatha SDA Church, and of course for always staying and sticking. Of course, a VIP member of Flashpoint and one of our more potent VIP members who are here.
So you need to share that with me so that I'll be able to share it elsewhere, because I believe their New Year's program is actually this evening.
Yes.
Yes, they have their New Year's program this evening, and of course, we would love to be a part of that experience. And so, of course, we're gonna be um, a lot of things is happening. Of course, Flashpoint team plan to be uh, sharing with you what we will be doing as well,
So look
right?
out for that part. Everybody, every one of us will be doing something. Flashpoint will be doing something this evening, and of course, yeah, pay attention. We will definitely bring you some messages of hope, and of course, how the year started, how it ended, and of what we are doing at this time. God be with us all, that we will all be at the end of 2025 because day is still young. You know, the end of 2024. Sorry, the day is still young. So
The day
let me share the Maranatha's experience. Of
I'm
course.
getting ready to share it as well. So
All right.
let's
So
see.
if you share it with us, then let us do it then. Maranatha
Let's
SDA Church presents.
okay. Let's see if we can get that one up and running, so that of course we will share
So
that.
with everything said, many persons will be having quite a few things going on for the rest of the year. It's
Yes.
just today. Um, Many places to be. Persons are hosting their personal events and evening of their own self. Probably having some friends over, having food and drinks and just playing games or whatever it is. Some persons are doing that. Some persons are simply going to sit in the temple and just have one of those days that. But anyways, let's have the Maranatha's experience that we'll be having this year, 2024 end of year service.
All right. Let's have it. Video from
I love you. Maranatha and Ephesus SDA District of Churches invites you to an evening of praise and testimony under the theme Hitherto Hath the Lord Kept Us, featuring various singers such as Dr. O'Neill Duncan, Brother Omar Walters. Out in search of a reason to go on. Sister and Brother Henry. Bringing the word of life to us would be Pastor Vaughn Henry. See the blood, I will pass over you. Can somebody say hallelujah? When I see the blood, I will pass over you. We look forward to seeing you there at the Cayman Academy School Hall, starting at 4 p.m. and aiming to end at 6 p.m. as we close the curtains on 2024, bringing in the new curtains of 2025. See you there. You are close like no other.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful experience. Of course, of those who are joining us today, you can go on down, mosey on down to the Maranatha that's by the Cayman Academy on Walker's Road. Of course, by the King's Church. If anybody knows where Cayman Academy is, of course, to check out this evening's presentation or that will be occurring at that location. It is promising to be an event not to miss, and of course the Williams will be also doing our show at the
should be there.
Baptist Church Hall this evening as well. So I want to
Oh
say
yes.
good morning to the Williams family and of course the team that puts on this program each year, and of course
Yes. And
the
I'm glad you mentioned that, Mikey G. I believe the highlight would be um, Jeff and Sherry Easter.
yes
Yes.
are the are
And
the, are the invited guests or
it's usually somebody from the Gator
guest
team,
presenters,
Marshall Hall as well. And if
right?
you're a fan of the Gators, you know who we are speaking about. I believe I have a roof up above me and a good place to sleep. That song was written by Jeff Easter's father. So, of course, that's one of their signature songs. And I'm sure they will encourage us to have a new year of worship And
Yes.
that is what we certainly want. So go out and support and be safe, everyone. And I know a lot of the places are closing half day and stuff today.
Yes. Many
The street,
persons are closing up shop,
yeah.
and go ahead, Lady Elise. Sorry. I broke your chain of thought. All right,
No, no,
many
that's
places
right.
will be closing up shop, of course, as you said. And given the last minute, I don't know if it's last minute shopping time, but last minute preparation time. I'd probably use the word preparation time for the New Year, celebrations. If there, you didn't get enough clappers yet, fireworks, then you can go out and get your fireworks. And of course, the kids are looking forward for fireworks. So guys, go out and get it. There are some jurisdictions that are saying, I remember celebrating Christmas, but the gunshots story of using that firing,
Oh, yes, that's what we used to.
but then we heard the news.
Listen,
But then what that is that many persons who have illegal firearms are also firing shots. So I want to let you know that this is it. This is where
it,
it actually is. But
listen,
the position of that is this: that when the bullets go up in the air, they actually come down.
they
And
must.
1 year, it was a casualty or more than an injuries of many persons who would have suffered injuries from falling bullets from the sky, killing some persons and, of course, injuring others.
Yeah, and I'm just learning, of course, Adventist members among deceased in the South Korea plane crash. So much. And, I just saw that news item pop up in one of the groups that we do share. And I must say, Mikey G, um, we want to wish everybody well for this
Yes.
season.
Yes, yes.
And one news item that has weighed on my mind heavily is that film producer, Mr. William Snow, who they are suspecting suicide in the Cayman Islands. Only 50 years of age, sorry, only 50 years old. And, we want to extend condolences to his family members and his friends and those who are acquainted with him. It's such a sad time to feel that I don't have the strength to make it to 2025. Please give someone a call, check up on them. I mean, when you have, lost everything, as the news suggested that he would have lost a few of his assets. When you have lost everything, remember. I don't know if you can remember the story of Job. If you don't remember, find your Bible and see if you can get to that place when you recognize that God is still with you, even in the deepest dark.
It is difficult for a Christian to find himself at the end, dangling at the end of a rope. If you truly believe in what you believe, it is difficult for a Christian to find himself at the end of the rope, because you know that no matter where you are in life, hope is never lost.
Hope is never lost.
You
So,
know,
thank you guys. I mean, it's time. It's time.
time to go. Of course, we want to thank our listeners and, of course, all our presenters. I want to thank our financial advisor this morning, Mr. Richard Thelwell, for coming on this morning and advising us on how to do better in 2025. Of course, a budget, as I'm going to take away from it, is not a straight jacket. So guess what? I'm going to spend a little bit outside the budget to take some well-needed vacation time and, of course, to enjoy one day of fun in the sun. Of course, for those who know how to do that, well, you just go ahead and do it. But remember, while not using the budget as a straight jacket, remember, there is a jacket, even though it's not straight. Keep it simple and after you keep it real. 2024 has ended, guys. It has been a breakfast hour of a year. And I want to say thank you, listeners across the globe, wherever you are, VIP members. Greater and bigger things are coming up for 2025. We have already set the groundwork in place. We had our meeting, of course, and we are looking at planning for 2025 planning meeting. And we have done we looked at some real topics that we really like to cover. But nevertheless, we have had a great year. We want to thank you for staying and sticking and being on board with us throughout this experience of not just the breakfast hour, but every program that Flashpoint would have presented. I was talking to my sister Audrey last night, and last night we talked until midnight, and we're just talking. We're just talking, and we're talking, and it was a good feeling, when she was finished. She as big sister tried to scold her little brother, scold her little brother a little bit, but we had a conversation that we are at a different place, and of course there are some things that we could have shared and could have listened to each other while we share them. It is an amazing place to be. And so 2024 would have seen us looking at some topics that sometimes nobody wants to look at. But 2025, we have some topics that we are going to be sharing. We're going to be talking about them. We're going to be looking at these things. And we want us to be engaged in our own conversation, in the conversations. Don't say somebody said. Say that I had an opportunity to have my say, and we talked about it. Lady Elise, 2025. Thank you, Lady Elise, publicly, right here on Flashpoint, for being the arm of Flashpoint that brings the message. And it's like it constantly keep it active. So I want to say thank you. I want to thank all the presenters, Connie J.E., Pastor Markino Ferran, CoralKaren, Elder Edgar Bennett, Grand Revival team. Yeah, I want to say, to all Marlon, and listen to me. Marlon went and did our programs, and he's sometimes not up front, but in the back. Well, let me tell you something. A soldier of great regard. I will tell you that all would have done their best, and I think 2024 is a year that many have seen themselves grow, and would have sparkled a little, but will shine more in 2025.
Yes, so a mouthful. Thank you again, Mikey G, also for your tenacity, and certainly it has influenced all of us as team members. And from my desk, from Lady Elise's desk to Mikey G's desk, I want to wish you and your family all that's good for 2025. And I want to say thank you, and thank you, listeners, as well, as we sign off for this episode of the Breakfast Hour, the last one for 2024. We wish you love, peace, and much more. Mwah.
But remember, guys, don't forget, Flashpoint continues. www.flashpointmedia.ky. Go there. The radio continues all day. We have lots of stuff coming up. We'll be sending greetings, and people will be talking about who they want to talk to or send greetings to. Of course, for those who do not know and are visiting us for the first time, check out our YouTube channel. Like, share, subscribe to all our social media platforms. So when we post, when we go live, when we are on the programs, nobody has to tell us Flashpoint is on. You are already connected. Of course, hit the subscribe, hit the bell, that you'll be always notified of these programs when they come up. Have yourself a beautiful one. And of course, continue to listen to Flashpoint all day into the midnight hour, of course, celebrating the new year, ringing in the new year. Stay with Flashpoint. We'll be sharing with you quite a few things coming up in the end of the day or throughout this day today. Have yourself a beautiful one, guys.